Hey, what's going on, everyone? Jesse Dale from Macro Millionaire, and we are pumped. We have Heather Roundtree in the house. She is the owner of Unshackled Nutrition. Heather, we are so grateful that you're taking your time this afternoon to come into our homes and basically tell us your story and tell us more about, what you do as a nutrition coach. So first off, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I gotta first just dive in. I want to hear your story, but before you tell me kind of your story of what led you up to being a nutrition coach, the name Unshackled Nutrition, that just really resonates with me. As you know, you've taken our certification, and it's like people label the good and bad foods, and So what made you come up with that name? That just really is cool to me.
Actually, I had a lot of health concerns going in, when I was looking for my own coach, and I really felt shackled down by the doctors telling me, you're kind of stuck being obese. You're kind of stuck with all of this pain and inflammation. And I really, really felt shackled down. And when I went through the process myself, I felt like I kind of tore those shackles off and was able to create a future that wasn't what everyone else was telling me. And so that's where I came up with the name.
Wow, it's like my chains are gone.
Yeah, my chains are gone. Yeah, absolutely. I broke the chains, and I really wanted people to feel like they could do that too. They could break the chains of those diagnoses, of those people saying you're stuck this way, because I don't feel like you're really ever stuck.
Sure. So you don't feel like we're ever a statistic,
Exactly. I wasn't comfortable being a statistic, and I didn't feel like I had to be a statistic. And I proved that wrong, and I want other people to be able to do that as well.
Gotcha. So what led you into nutrition coaching? You mentioned first, like, hey, I was looking for a coach, and now you are a coach. What kind of led your heart in that direction?
I've always been in the service of people, as far as, I served in the military, I served in healthcare for so long. I've always been in the service of people. And when I hired my coach, he was absolutely incredible. He made me feel supported. He gave me hope when I didn't feel like there was any. And I really wanted to take the gift that he had given me and give it to other people. And this was a way that I could do that.
Wow, that is so awesome. So who would you say, Heather, would be like the ideal person? Now, I know your program can help pretty much everyone, but is there any type of like an ideal client that you feel that you feel more called to than say another?
It's really hard because, like you said, you don't want to put yourself in a bubble, because I really want to help as many people as possible. But I really relate to, because I am a very busy mom on the go all the time, someone who, I have several different health diagnoses that I was shackled down by. So people who are looking for hope when they were told that there aren't any. The busy mom who doesn't feel like she has time to put into herself, who needs help being able to put the right nutrition in her body, so she has the energy to go out there and play with her kids and do the full-time job and be a parent. So really towards those kind of people who are busy, who are hectic, who feel like there's no hope, I really want to be able to help them, give them more energy, show them that there is hope out there.
Absolutely. So it sounds like you take kind of like a big picture approach. Like, I know that you have the meal plans and a lot of the tools, and we got an awesome workout app and all that, which is so cool. I think people like that, and it helps their journey. But when you say things like, hey, I want to give people hope, I want to make people believe in themselves, that they're not a statistic, that's really unique. It almost sounds like you're like more big picture than just nutrition.
Absolutely. I don't want people to come into my program thinking that, well, she'll help me learn how to eat better. I want to help you lift yourself up. A lot of people come into the program like I did, who didn't have hope, who were depressed, who needed someone to be there, not just as this is the right things to put in your body, but also like, I'm cheering for you. Yeah. And how can I help you? And how can I motivate you today? I want people to come to my program and leave feeling like they're a completely different person, not just with their health, but with their mind, and really being in a good headspace too.
Yeah, absolutely. So it sounds like through actual connection of your heart to theirs, you're helping them almost heal from the inside. Then they're going to go and get the outside that they might have, the 20 pounds or
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
wow, that is awesome. So what's it kind of like look like? So if I'm like, hey, I like, Unshackled Nutrition, I like what she's saying right now. I want to maybe hit her up. How can people find you? How can people plug into you? Is there anything you do as far as like a consultation where people can go a little bit deeper into what you do in your nutrition program?
Absolutely. So I actually, you can find me very easily on Facebook at Heather Roundtree. Same on Instagram, the Heather Roundtree. So I made it pretty easy to find me. You can email me at unshackled.nutrition at gmail.com. And then also, like you said, I offer free consultations. So I love doing Zooms. One of my favorite reasons about doing Zoom is we can see each other face to face.
Yes.
A lot of the personality of someone, a lot of their story gets lost in text messaging. And so I find it very important for you to be able to see me and I can see you and we can talk. It becomes more personal. So I love setting up Zoom calls. I also do phone calls, which I love as well, because you can kind of hear the inflection in someone's voice a lot better than through a text message. So I have that's my favorite way to connect with people so that we can dive more into your story, really find out what your deep needs are, and set up a game plan that works perfectly for you and your lifestyle.
Wow. So it sounds, when I'm dealing with Unshackled Nutrition, it sounds like very personalized is what I'm doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, that is so cool. I've seen the horror stories where people have hired nutrition coaches and they get a plan and it's got like someone else's name on it. That's literally happened to a friend of mine. So no, I really love your approach. That is so needed in today's society where we're communicating at an all-time high, but we're connecting at an all-time low.
Absolutely. And I feel like, when you get that deeper connection, it's easier to feel supported and it's easier to work towards your goals when you feel that support and that connection with somebody.
Absolutely. Well, definitely, ladies and gentlemen, check her out, Heather Roundtree, with Unshackled Nutrition. But check her out, plug into her, do a free game plan. You have there's no obligation, nothing to lose on that. Absolutely everything to gain. So definitely check her out. So kind of switching gears, getting in, like opening a business that's like a big thing. You know what I mean? Like what we talked a little bit about, hey, I had such a good experience with your nutrition coach, Jason Patterson, Warrior Fit Nutrition, that you were like, okay, I want to do this, but there had to have been like some reservations and you don't just like say, hey, I'm going to open a business without like some fears and whatnot. What kind of helped you override some of those fears?
Really, I've always kind of been a go-getter. I've always been you challenge me to do something, I'm going to do it. But it was really, really scary going in business for myself. I'm a mom of 3. I have a husband who travels all the time, probably 9 months out of the year. So there was a lot of fear of, can I handle this and the kids, basically being a single mom 9 months out of the year. There was a lot of fear in that. Do I have it in me to give myself to other people, on a consistent basis who need me, who are counting on me for those coaching services? But again, it goes back to, I love people. I've always been in the service of people, and I knew that this was super important to me to give hope to other people. And that's really been, that's really what pushed me over the edge of let's just do this, because I experienced so much hope in my own story, and I knew that there were people out there who needed that and who I could give that to. Also, my kids are a huge motivator. They watch me all the time. My kids show up on training Zooms. My kids,
that's awesome.
They do. They love it. And so for me, it was like showing them that we're really in a time in society that we can be in business for ourselves and we can be successful. And I want them to be able to carry that on as well. So I think those 2 things really motivated me to go, let's go all in.
Wow, that's powerful. That's really powerful. So a lot of it is like leading by an example, and really you're showing those young impressionable eyes, your children, you're showing them, hey, this is the possibility. You know,
Yeah.
I talk to my business coach a lot about this, that a lot of times where children don't grow or they maybe take the wrong route in life is they don't know what's possible.
Absolutely.
So to have a
Yeah,
mom,
my 10-year-old, she's very much like, did you talk to your clients today? Did you jump on the Zoom today? How are your people doing? And I'm like, okay. So I kind of have a mini coach who helps me coach too. So yeah.
So that was, you kind of already indirectly answered this, but I was like, I'm thinking to my brain here, and I know our model and everything, but I'm like, holy cow, I didn't know your husband was gone as much as he is. So yeah, like you said, almost a single mom of 3, you know, plus you're battling through some health issues as well and conquering that, and like you already have. How have you found the time and energy to help these other people and bring clients in and so forth?
You know, it's really been a mindset, working on mindset, doing a lot of self-development and really scheduling and prioritizing my time, which I think is super important. If you think about it, we always say we don't have time, we don't have time, we don't have time. But then when I really sat down and analyzed my schedule, it's like, well, I didn't really need to watch Netflix, or I didn't really need to, I can go get ice cream, but I can still work from my phone. You know, the kids are enjoying ice cream, they're playing at the park, and I can still find those moments in between to be able to work this business and be able to give back to people too. Okay. So it's really about time management and learning what I really needed to do versus what I didn't necessarily need to do.
Sure. No, absolutely. What made you kind of go gravitate towards us? What made you gravitate towards Macro Millionaire as opposed to a technology company or a lead company, or, there's definitely other options out there?
It felt like home. I that's so hard to say because I've been in, network marketing, I've done other things, and it felt like home. Well, first of all, Jason, my coach, was incredible. I put everybody on a standard to Jason now. So that's I do. He's like, you're gonna making me live up to this. But it just felt so comfortable. I've been in a lot of, like I said, I've done a lot of things. I've been in the military, I've done all these things, and it just felt like home, and that's really hard to find. It's very personalized. You guys, you and Erica made me feel welcome from day one. And so it's very personalized. It's very home feeling. I don't feel like I'm just a number. It's, are you doing okay? What can we do to make you better? And that's really, really hard to find in this day and age, I think. So
yeah. Heather, I couldn't agree more. And like I've told you this a few times, I have a couple business coaches, and I'm a big system and process person. I'm very left brain, but at the end of the day, when you're talking about something as personal as what we do, there has to be connection. And that's what I love about what we were talking about earlier with your business model, is it's all about that connection. And I really feel that's what's missing in our society. So that's cool to hear you say that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome. So in closing, if there was someone very similar to yourself, mom of 3, maybe they're having a tough time nowadays making ends meet, and they're kind of contemplating, they had the heart and passion to use this platform to help others, but they're kind of, they feel stuck. What advice do you give that person?
I really dig deep about what you want, what your future is going to look like. I went into this, like I said, with my husband gone all the time and wondering, how am I going to pay for this, or how am I going to do this or that? And it really just comes back down to, how bad do you want to help people? How bad do you want it? If there's a will, there's a way. I totally believe that. And, I kind of looked at it like, how in the heck? But then I was like, no, I'm going to do this, because the impact that I'm going to have is far greater than the impact that was, yeah, exactly. It's far greater than the fear. So that was a huge push for me. You just have to take that step. You got to take that leap, whatever it is, and you just got to push through it.
Well, Heather, thank you so much for your time. Yes, but your energy. I'm fueled for the rest of the day. I'm a big energy person. So this has been really great. Thank you for sharing your story. That's Heather Roundtree with Unshackled Nutrition. Definitely check her out.
Thank you.